Okay, great. All right, so let's start again.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Car Conversations with Clay D and
And
my
Queen
host, Queen
D.
D.
Yes, and we're so excited today because we have a wonderful woman on who has done some amazing things. She wears so many hats. We don't know how you do it. But anyway, Clay, go ahead, do the intro.
Absolutely. We have the wonderful Miss India J. Rose here, CEO, real estate agent, social justice activist, and publisher who has a focus on entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
community building, social justice, work-life balance.
Woo.
And welcome India to Car Conversations with Clay D and Queen D. You're wearing so many hats: CEO, real estate agent, social justice activist, and what you call a sideline mom. Now, I've seen you everywhere. We've seen you
Yeah.
everywhere and such. In fact, we wanted to get you on our our main or original project, Fleet Core
Yes.
Conversations, on the island because I've seen just so many great work you do. I've even seen you at different events
Mm-hmm.
throughout the country, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, like Congressional Black Caucus or
Yes.
Essence Festival, just promoting Martha's Vineyard. And I've seen that, and it really, over the years, has drawn me over to the island where we
Mm-hmm.
now want to just come all the time and such.
Yeah.
So just tell us, take us back to that little girl in New Bedford, from New Bedford, with Portuguese and Cape Verdean roots. What dreams were brewing in your heart even then, as a kid and all?
Well, I can definitely say that as a kid in New Bedford, I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit. So that I've had with me, even though I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it. I used to have lemonade stands in front of my house, 25 cents a cup. I loved, sort of promoting it and, talking to the ice cream guy who would, come up the street. So I always knew that that spirit was there. Never really knew how I was going to tap into it, later in life. But I knew it was always existed because I always just had different ideas and I knew I wanted to create and build. So my dad is from New Bedford, so he's Cape Verdean. My mother's side of the family, the Portuguese side of the family, is actually born and raised on the Vineyard. So when I was about 9 or 10 years old, my parents decided that they were going to move us to the island. So my dad, prior to come to the island, was a New Bedford police officer. And he decided as we were getting older that he felt the city was getting a little bit rougher than he would like. And as we were getting older, he wanted to bring us to a safer environment and he loved being on the island. So they moved us here. I was in the fifth grade. And when they brought me, I absolutely hated it. Didn't like it, didn't want to be here, was always threatening to go live with my grandmother. Nobody looked like me, and I found it really hard to relate to them, but they also find it kind of hard to relate to me at the same time because it's very isolated here. And a lot of what they knew about brown people in general, how they would try to relate to me, was through like Source Magazine, BET, whatever I used to have all those magazines that were out at the time. So they would, say, "Hey, India, what do you think about this latest hip hop artist or something like that?" to try to be able to relate. But I think they were also curious at the same time. So it was a hard transition.